Derek, obviously another great fight against one of the top MAC teams, but just in these games like the Ohio, Akron's, Miami's, maybe what do you see is happening in the final couple minutes that is kind of allowing them to take control a little bit? Just is there anything that's kind of stood out in those final moments there?
We just, as a team, we just got to focus on the little things. I think like games like this, it comes down to possession by possession, and we just gotta like hone in on the little things. We'll be fine.
Kind of similar question. I guess what do you kind of see, late in moments? Obviously, this is a really fast-paced, high energy game. Like what do you really kind of see in those final couple minutes?
Like DB said, just possession by possession. Playing against a good team like Ohio, you have to, value each possession. Bad shots, whether it's bad shots, turnovers. You got to value each possession and try to get good ones, and control the game by that way.
Um, the three-pointer for you to end the first half obviously was such a huge shot, kind of just a wild shot. Just kind of take us through that play a little bit, because obviously, Ohio had a lead there for a while, and then you guys take that into the locker room.
Yeah, I mean it was a good momentum play going to the second half, but at the end of the day, we still lost. We just we have to value the full 40 minutes. We got 7 games left, so we got to really lock in and know that we can really lose 7 games straight. So we have to value each game.
Derek, obviously there are a ton of fouls called, especially the second half. I mean, everybody is just going crazy in the building. Each time the whistle's being blown. How hard is it to stay like mentally composed and focused on the game? Like, is it a challenge, or does it almost kind of make you focus more? Kind of, what's the mindset?
I mean, as a team, we can't really focus on that. We just gotta just stay coachable, stick to our game plan, just play. We can't really focus on the refs.
Ohio was able to get out a lot, 25 fast break points tonight. How do you kind of slow them down in that aspect of the game?
We got to take care of the ball more offense. They scored a lot of transition points off of turnovers. So just valuing the ball more, and trying to get to the line more. It's not settling so as much to stop that transition.
And then Ohio was able to get to the line 34 times, although a lot of them were down the stretch where you're fouling. How do you kind of bring that back as a team and keep them off the line?
We have to, just take pride in our defense more. Just one-on-one matchups. Teams that are trying to just go one-on-one and just try to get to the line on us. So we have to just take more pride in that, and just be more tougher.
Derek, for the past few games, you've been moved to the bench, coming off as a bench role. Seems like you've really had success in that, 18 more points here today. What have you had to adjust in moving into that different role, and what's led to that success?
It's not really an adjustment. I'm just want to win games. That's my mindset. Just come off the bench. It don't really matter if I come off the bench start. I'm just gonna have the same mindset just to help win games. So that's my mindset.
And you guys did well rebounding today. You won the rebounding battle by 4, had triple the amount of offensive rebounds. Can you talk about the effort that you guys put in crashing the boards today?
Yeah. The rebound battle, that was a big emphasis. Last game, we got out-rebounded by 12 against Coastal. So, just trying to take more pride, just crashing the glass more, trying to get those offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, boxing out, and just live the results.
If you feel like we start with an opening statement, and we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple teams. Ohio very good, obviously preseason favorite to win the league. I thought we did a really nice job defending in the first half, and we did a good job competing. We did enough on the offensive end for the game, and then obviously we've got to figure out how to keep our guys out of foul trouble and keep them off the line in the second half.
Regarding the fouls, when they're calling a lot of fouls like they did the second half, do you tell your guys to stay aggressive? How do you adjust to that? Because obviously, they just kept calling them.
I don't have any answers on what that was the second half at all. I felt like we were being aggressive on the offensive end, and it would kind of stayed the same as the first half. And on the defensive end, it was don't breathe. And so, it's hard to. We tried some zone. We tried, a couple different things, and none of it was to their liking. So we just had to adjust and move on.
Obviously, the energy level was, great the whole game, late in the game. But, Ohio just gets a couple baskets, a couple misses on your guys' end. All of a sudden, it's a, 7-point game. What do you kind of see in those final couple minutes against these top MAC teams that's been really, really tough to just close out with the
Yeah, Akron, you hit the nail on the head earlier with Akron, Miami, Ohio, three very good teams, and we were right there at the end, and we've got to make those big plays. And we had a loose ball that I thought we could have dove on, that turned into, points. A couple of the plays, we missed a couple layups that were right around the rim late. So we've got to make those plays in order to, close out these games.
The first half, obviously, get off to a really good start. You guys, I think, had only one field goal in about a 10-minute span. Just hard to get anything going offensively, but you guys still, overcame that and went to the halftime with a lead. What does it say about the team to be able to overcome something like that, where there was a lid on the basket for a pretty long time?
Yeah, and part of it, we had some funky lineups out there with Trey and Javante both in foul trouble in that first half. That it puts you in some peculiar positions. We weren't executing great. I thought we got a couple good looks, but then we started getting late clock, and we just Trey and Javante get us organized very well, and I didn't think we got very organized without them two in the game. So that's something we got to do better in those little stretches. We had to leave Marcus out there longer than we wanted to. And then obviously DB kind of got going a little bit, but I think we had some sub pattern issues. I thought that were affected by some of the foul trouble.
Ohio was able to get 20 points off the turnovers today. How do you kind of bring that back as a team?
Yeah, it's a big emphasis. We got 13, which is you want to be 12, 11 or under. 13's too many, but more importantly, the way that we turned them over when they were able to turn those into points. And they're a good offensive team, so that's going to hurt you. So we've got to be extra careful with the ball, and especially in these big games.
And then both teams were doing a lot of runs, beginning of the game, second half. How does the team weather those storms to stay in these types of games?
Yeah, you just got to keep taking great shots. We talked about it leading up to this game. When you play, a good offensive team, you can't try to answer them basket for basket. You can't take hero shots. You just got to keep doing what we do. And we had pretty good stretches on the offensive end of doing that for the most part, but it wasn't enough.
You guys only were able to get 3 fast break points today. Ohio got 25. What was the difference in that category for you guys?
You just can't get, when you're taking the ball in net after a free throw on 26 in the second half, you don't have any opportunities to run. That's the bottom line of the game. There just isn't enough possessions that we weren't taking it out on a dead ball, and that just completely kills your break.
Then on top of shooting 22 for 26 in the second half, Ohio went 56% from the field. Were they doing something different in the second half, running something different that gave you guys trouble?
It was basically just spread us out and drive into our chest, and we've got to coach that better.
Any more questions for Coach? Okay. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you. Have a great night.